I'm hoping that this lighting and everything is gonna be okay. I forgot, like I just got back from a trip yesterday and I came into my office to film and realized that I forgot my actual DSLR camera at home and all I have is my vlog camera. So I wanted to get this video up today regardless, so we're just gonna power through and hope everything works out on this camera. So if you guys saw my last video I put up, it was on the Evie Blender, and it got a lot of response from you guys, but I wanted to do a follow-up. I saw yesterday that the Evie Blender YouTube actually replied to my video and told me that I was using it wrong and that a lot of unpaid posts online on different beauty websites really loved it and all of these things. So I decided, you know, to be fair, if I was using it wrong, I would like to use it correctly to see if that changes my opinion on it. I will say, knowing the way that it feels, I mean, I've washed it. I had some of you guys, because it's very sticky, I had some of you guys say that if you washed it, it's supposed to not be sticky anymore, and I've washed it like 3 times and it is still just as sticky. It definitely, I don't know, can you hear that? So the way that you're supposed to apply this is it's called swipe and bounce. I have my Urban Decay All-Nighter right here. I've only applied a moisturizer to my face. So I'm just going to put this on my hand and then I'm going to take the Evie Blender, put it in here, and I'm going to do what it tells me to do, okay? Swipe. And then bounce. So my main issue that I had with this in particular, considering, you know, that I was told I was using it wrong, I feel like if you're supposed to use things in a specific way that's not the immediate, like, figuring it out on your own, you kind of should know. It's sort of like with the Beauty Blender, I remember being kind of irritated because I didn't know at first you were supposed to only use it wet. And it didn't work out well for me and I didn't like it for a while because I didn't know that. And I know we live in a day and age of YouTube tutorials and I understand that, but I feel like you also have to cater to people who are just going to open the package and just try it out. There's always going to be those people. I still did what I was told to do, swipe and bounce. And I still feel like this is just sitting on top of my face. It's definitely, I mean, it's blending better because there's less product. That was another thing that I was told, was that I was using too much product, which I can understand if the product's not meant to absorb product. You know, if it's not meant to absorb a little bit of the product like brushes or like a beauty blender is, then yeah, you would need to use less product. But just because of the consistency of this, I just feel like bouncing it doesn't feel like it's doing anything. And I think just because of the texture of this and because it's harder, it doesn't feel nice to me. I don't like the way that this feels. I don't like that it doesn't feel like it's blending. It doesn't feel like it's doing anything except laying the product down. So let's keep going. Swipe and bounce. If I zoom in here, you can see that this just, it's just like I had said before, it's not blending as easily. I feel like I'm having to work a lot longer and a lot harder to get this to actually blend. And in my previous video, I did say things about like a beauty blender and the differences. And I had the company in their comment did say, you know, that they're not comparing themselves to a beauty blender because it's not a foam blender. I understand that, and I know, you know, that of course you are not, but the thing is, as far as sponges go of this nature, Beauty Blender is the one that everybody compares it to. If you Google Evie Blender on YouTube, the first thing that comes up is Evie Blender versus Beauty Blender. So I just was saying it in that sense of the differences, because the Beauty Blender seems to be the top of the line, the thing that everybody wants to compare product to. I only put 1 pump of product and I still have a ton on my hands, so you can see it uses a lot less, but I also just feel like, I mean, you see this? It's moving. It still isn't, it's not blending in. This foundation, when I use this with any other brush or anything, it sinks into my skin and I could touch my face and it doesn't come up on my hands. So the fact that that's happening, just, I mean, this doesn't look good to me. The video that I watched was the one on their channel It was the one that they show on how to use it, because like I said, I wanted to make sure that I was using this the correct way to see if it made any difference on how I feel about it. And if I'm being honest with you guys, it's just not for me. I mean, if you have text, I have a little bit of a breakout going on right here, and it's not covering anything there at all. It's just not for me. There you go. I wanted to give it a fair shot. If I was wrong in using it, of course, I want to make sure that I'm right and correct myself, because it's only fair to you guys. So let me know if you end up checking this out and if it's something for you, what your thoughts are on it. I know a couple people in the comments had said that they bought one and they hadn't gotten it yet, so they wanted to see how it worked. I'm really curious to see what your guys' experience with it is. It's just not for me. But love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me, and I'll see you soon.